Also, John, I was wondering if I can make a request. Can you preach on tithing? I ran across the article you printed on Grace to You about tithing, but I was wondering if you hear me out right now, do you think perhaps that you might be letting the tithing preacher slide? I think that preaching tithing as a recommendation, or should I say, for a better word, a mandate for salvation, is no different than the judaizers that Paul referred to in Galatians 1 that were mixing law with grace. I've heard the preachers say in Pentecostal churches that the congregation was cursed with a curse, reading Malachi to them, if they didn't pay their tithes. But Paul said, if we are an angel preach any of the gospels unto you, then what we have preached in the beginning, let him be a curse. And Paul felt so adamantly about it. The Holy Spirit felt so adamantly about it. God had him repeat it again. So, am I wrong for telling them, when you demand the law and mix it with grace, even if it's tithing, and make it a mandate for salvation, is that not an accursed doctrine? Because he said that Paul said that there people are going around telling you that you must be circumcised and keep the law of Moses to be saved. So it wasn't just about circumcision, but it was about keeping the law. And so if somebody is preaching the law and telling people you must pay tithes in order to be saved, and they say, well, tithing was before the law because Abraham paid tithes in Melchizedek, but that's not valid because Abraham was also circumcised before the law, but that didn't make circumcision a mandate for salvation. So what is the difference between someone telling a new convert or a child of God that they must be circumcised and keep the law of Moses in order to be saved? Or what's the difference between that or them telling them you must pay tithe and keep the law of Moses in order to be saved? Or you may pay tithe in order to receive Christ or, be saved. I think that's a damnable heresy. I would like you to address that. That's when I really fell in love with your ministry, when I knew you didn't preach tithing as a mandate for salvation. So I was wondering what you thought about that. I was wondering if you can make a sermon about that. And what do you think about my outlook on it?